God have mercy upon us.
Welcome back to another matter. Our Nigerian-American sister Onyeka has fallen victim of the Danish deception. Yeah, guy, apparently she spent $100,000 on the man and did not get any back because he had allegedly a gambling addiction. So let's hear a little bit of her story, and then we'll come and look at what other people had to say.
The Danish Deception, Part 1. Okay, so it all started in June of 2022. I was in a place in my life where I was working 2 jobs. I was working like a dog, and I knew I needed a break. So I reached out to my friend, Sarah, who was living in Germany at the time with her husband, and I said, let's take a trip. Let's go somewhere in Europe. And she was so down, and we were trying to decide where we wanted to go, and we decided to go to Hvar, Croatia, because we wanted somewhere that was like a cute local town that was by the water, but it wouldn't be as crazy busy as other places in Europe. And so we decided to go to Hvar. We flew to Split first, met there, took a ferry over. And at first I was just so amazed at how beautiful this place was. And so the first night I was a little bit jet lagged. So we kept it very chill, grabbed dinner, then went back to our Airbnb. And the next morning when we woke up, we had literally 2 things on our agenda, and that was to eat and drink and be by the water. And well, I guess that's 3 things, but yeah, eat, drink, and be by the water. So we went to Hula Hula, which if you've been to Hvar, you've been to Hula Hula. It's this beach club that's very well known there and right on the water. And we're laying in day beds kind of off to the side, minding our own business, sipping mojitos. And I look up and I see this very attractive man. And the first thing that came to my mind was, this man looks like he is walking straight out of a Calvin Klein ad. And I'm telling you guys, 6'3", blonde hair, blue eyes, chiseled skin, so tan, muscles everywhere. I was definitely taken aback, and I feel like it takes a lot for me to really double take a man just based on his looks like that. And 100%, I was a little bit just in awe. I didn't even realize that he was like with a friend at first. And so I'm still minding my own business, keeping it chill. And he looks over at me and he says, how are the drinks? And I said, the drinks are wonderful. We're just sipping mojitos. He said, should I get us all around? And I said, absolutely. Number 1, he's cute. Number 2, who wouldn't want a free mojito? So again, and that was actually my ex's hometown, that his friend was still living there. And so we were just small talking the whole time. We didn't really talk about a whole lot of things. It was just like, where are you from? And just basic things. But they were asking us, what's your plan for the rest of the trip? And we told them, you know, we're doing a full day boat excursion tomorrow, and then we're going to dinner tonight at this place called Dalmatino. And he said, oh, how's the dinner spot? And I was like, I don't know, but I got recommended by a friend to go there. And he was like, okay, well, maybe we'll meet up with you guys again later. And I said, sure. So we're getting a little bit tired. So we decided that it's time for us to leave. And so as we're leaving, I decide to make a bold move and just ask him for his Instagram. And obviously I'm trying to be a little sly. So I asked him and his friend for their Instagrams, and we exchange Instagrams. We get into our taxi to go back to our Airbnb, and we're literally en route to our Airbnb, and I get a DM from him, and he basically said, it was so nice meeting you. Have fun at Dalmatino. Maybe we'll see you guys later. That's gonna come from this. So after dinner, we go and grab some drinks at a bar nearby, and we grabbed 1 drink, and they're definitely gearing up to go back out. And it was our last night, and my friend really did not want to go out. And I am not the type of a girl to ever leave my friend for a man, never in a million years. Yeah. So I ended up just saying, hey, I think we're going to call it a night, and we're going to head out. And he was respectful of that 100%. And I remember we just hugged goodbye and we left, and that was it. And so we're going back to our Airbnb. We're walking home, and I get a DM from him. And he said, it was so nice meeting you. I hope it's not the last time. Also, South Africa is happening. I can see it. And the reason why he said that was because I was telling him that I had wanted to go to South Africa for that following Christmas. And because my family was going to be traveling. And he said, I've always dreamt of going to South Africa. And I jokingly was like, well, you're invited if you want to come. And so whenever he made that comment to me in the DM, I was like, okay, sure. I am not thinking anything of it, right? At this point, whatever, like this guy lives 5,000 miles away from me. I'm not thinking anything of it. So the next day, my friend goes back to Germany, and I go to Barcelona to meet up with some friends. And again, I'm like posting throughout my trip, and every time I look at my phone, it's like he's DMing me, messaging me, and he's continuing all of this. And I'm
Red
just
flag.
a little bit shocked, but also like very
Too fast.
interested still at the same time. And
Too fast, Onyeka. That was too fast. He was acting out, okay? He was acting out based on what you told him about your family. You're just meeting him for the first time and you're already telling him what you and your family are going to be doing. That's not acceptable. Okay, let him do the talking. Let him really want to pursue you the right way, and not because you told him that your family is, traveling and you guys can afford it. No. Well, let's see how much she has spent, because this her story is too long. I'm here to summarize everything.
took $30,000 from me. Keep in mind, he still owes me $6,000 at this point. He said, can you send me $5,000? After some time, he talks me into loaning him the $15,000. I end up loaning him an additional $3K, not even a week after I had already given him $15K. I remember I gave him like a small amount, maybe like $3,000. We ended up going to Portugal for a week. We used my credit cards the majority of this trip. Your ex owes my husband $200,000. And I saw that there was a cash advance for $7,000. My little sister looks at me and she says, he took $3K for me. I find another friend that he owed $10,000 to. My coworkers that I used to work with, husband gave him $10,000 to. And what was in his account? 34 cents.
Make it make sense. The first time this dude asked you for money after you told him that you got yourself a Chanel bag, that was the time for you to run. So because he heard that you can afford designer bags and Chanel is not cheap, he now started asking you for money the following week. And then he made sure that he got married to you so that it's easy access for his gambling addictions, easy access to get money. And you know the worst part, the fact that you found out that he collected money from your friends. That's disgusting. In fact, your friends should have reported the first time he tried to collect money. Fraudulent activity is not based on race. Maybe you don't know, but I did guys, before we listen to the last video, I did a breakdown of something that happened like this in 2022, a podcast. So this channel has a podcast on Spotify. For those of you that do not know, I'll be linking it down below. It has a Spotify, link. So there are certain things that I couldn't put here that I put in Spotify. So you can go and listen. But this particular scenario has been explained on Spotify. This was Tinder Swindler in 2022. In fact, it went so viral that I keep on asking myself, didn't Onyeka watch Netflix series like Tinder Swindler? Also some Tyler Perry movies that show this kind of attitude. The best one I've seen so far is Divorced Sisters from Tyler Perry. I think you guys should go check it out as well. So if you finish watching Tinder Swindler, you will see why Onyeka should have known. If she watched it, she would have known. Onyeka made a mistake by not allowing the guy actually approach her and pursue her. She went forward to ask number, IG. He now knew that, she likes the way I look. She really likes me. And then he now said, okay, now let's see how it will go. And then she started opening up too fast.
So you mean to tell me you Nigerian women are not giving money to white boys? You mean to tell me that you Nigerian women are now giving money to white boys? You people are not giving money to white boys. You told that man you were going to reward yourself with a Chanel purse. That was where he clocked you. And that's not even enough. You also said you cook for the right man. A pick-misha. A pick-misha. And the man took you shopping. You took only $200 glasses. Because no, you're not like the other women. You were constantly trying to prove to this man that you were not like the other women. This is the end. Abi? You were constantly trying to prove to this man that you are not part of the Shera 7 group. Yes, you were constantly trying to prove to this man that you take him for who he is, no matter what, you are ready to sleep on the floor just for him to be with you. Pick Misha. You were constantly auditioning for this man to see that you are not like the other women. Did he treat you any better? He did not. I told you women, men will deal with you until you conquer the desperation of marriage, until you conquer the desperation of the family unit, until you conquer the desperation of the missus, the title of being married. If you don't conquer that desperation, men will deal with you. Men will deal with you. I've been saying it for many years. But you know what women like you do to us? You call us bitter. Yes, you call us bitter. I would rather be bitter than get played by a man, especially a white boy. My ancestors will not be happy with me. No. Hell no. Like, what do you mean the man is an Olympian and his name is not on Google?
And the princehood, the royal family name is not there. It should be there somehow.
What do you mean he has a royal tie? And his father's house is a mediocre white man's house. Even your papa won't be Nigerian. Your father is more successful than these people.
Of course.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
And even you yourself, you're more successful.
People, You've gotten just show off their money. What? They don't show off their money, but when you get in their homes,
you see it.
You would know. You would know. Please. We are holding you accountable, sis. We are holding you accountable. I don't care what you are saying in this video. We are holding you accountable. That's it. You wanted to be married. It is the African male-centeredness, the Nigerian male-centeredness, trying to prove a point that you are better than the rest of the women. Oh, I don't follow men for their money. All right.
Good.
Anyways, the end of my rant. I'm sending you love. I hope Tyler Perry picks up your story, at least so that you can recover. Your whole community can recover from this mess.
But it's now that I'm realizing the need to be as successful as possible on my own, to be a woman of valor on my own and to just love myself enough, because that attracts the right person to you. And when the right person comes, they will not need you to do too much or say too much. Do you get what I'm saying? They will not need you to pretend to be who you're not just for them to like you. You just have to be yourself at all times. And yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all those good things that you guys usually do. Please do them.
I don't want you to waste my time. I don't wanna wait till it's all over.